Hi, everyone. Welcome to Community Cuts, and we're live from Nico's Unisex Salon at 607 Vanderbilt Avenue in Brooklyn. My name is Robin Sirleaf, and I am the founder, designer, owner of a Made in Africa lifestyle brand called Serep and Rose. And we manufacture leather goods across the African continent, head to tail, from materials to export, complete value added process. And we are temporarily popping up next door to Nico's at 607A Vanderbilt Avenue every day until Christmas Eve.
Just an introduction. I'm Dami Adamashan.
You can't see him.
A civil rights lawyer. I'm based in LA, and I'm in New York right now, and I'm in New Jersey. Happy to be here.
How y'all doing? My name is H. Been around here for years. Old school customer of Nico's. And it's what we do every Friday night. Live at Nico's podcast with Duke. We drinking, talking shit, keeping it 100.
Do I need to?
No, you have
It's like
you
a
have the
double,
microphone.
right? Good evening, everyone, and my name is Bliss, and I actually have my own YouTube channel, which is called Journey to Bliss. I focus on psychedelics and Tantra, which is the touchless orgasm. And I was here one time before with Duke and many of the men here, and I'm here again this evening, and I look forward to hearing discussion about law and various legalities.
Orgasms. Hey, you dropped the mic, but I almost dropped the mic again. So what we talking about today?
We're focusing on law.
Yeah.
Expertise. I mean, yeah, like what context? Like what about?
Which law? Criminal law?
Criminal law?
Yes. What do you practice?
Oh, what do I practice? I mean, I don't practice criminal law, like technically, but my work touches on the criminal system. The main things I do, and I was writing a fee petition the other day, so I have to explain this. I basically work on like class action lawsuits against either jails, prisons, or municipalities for like unconstitutional like criminal legal practices, essentially. So a jail's not letting people out on time, police departments that use excessive force, like the stop and frisk litigation that was in New York. I've worked on similar cases in Milwaukee and different places. And so it's always things that touch on the criminal legal system, but I don't actually practice like criminal law specifically.
So, what do you think about stop and frisk when you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I'd be like kind of I'm like interested in hearing the retired cop's perspective on this. So like I mean,
Let me tread carefully.
Yeah. I'm a retired cop.
Yeah.
What do you have to say about? He's like, let me take a drink.
and this is we were kind of talking about this last. I mean, like the thing is like you can talk about the efficacy. It's like that. It's just not. It's not effective, but it's also like just the more like kind of everyday like not to use the word violence gratuitously, but violence that people have to deal with. It's like crazy. And I was thinking about it when I left here last time. Like so many of us can't conceive of just like walking down the street and a cop stopping us and searching us for no reason, And so like I'm like more interested in it not from the sense of like, oh, this is kind of a failed police practice. No one believes in this book and the policing has failed. But like, what does it do to the people who have to like live under that regime? Like, what does it do to the population of people that like, and that I kind of once was part of, and I kind of like now somewhat removed from. But like, what does that do to you? And like, how does that like keep you trapped? How does that like cause crime, right? Like how does this like almost create criminals? Like I'm almost like one of the things I'm like most interested in thinking about is like there's like a criminogenic effect of like the way we police people. Like if you treat people like animals, like they're gonna behave like animals, right? Like I was talking to, I'm always like kind of like shooting the shit with cops. I had to drop off my car the other day. Cop was outside, like the Enterprise on Court Street. There's a police station right there. He's outside, like he's like telling this person, like, "Yo, get in the car, get in the car." He's not getting in the car. He's asking questions like, "Yo, what are you doing?" Blah blah blah. And so then they start like harassment and some blah blah blah. And then like I was like, "Yo, like why do you behave like that?" Like that's how shit starts. And now I'm like tangential. But then he's like, "Oh nah, you gotta behave like that because like I spend most of my time on Rikers, man, and like those people in there are like barbaric." And I'm like, have you seen the fucking conditions in Rikers? Like, motherfucker, like, have you seen, like, you know, Rikers has been under a federal consent decree forever, right? And so the conditions are so deplorable. Like, how do you expect people to behave like humans in inhumane condition? And so there's all this literature that says, like, that shit is taken to the streets. The project is now Rikers. Police want to police the projects like Rikers. They want to police the public schools like Rikers. So like, if you treat everything where like young black men have to be like prison, like literally like prison, like jail, like how the fuck are people gonna behave? You know? And so like that's kind of like where I like usually come about these practices for. It's like what is it actually doing to people? It's like one is not really doing anything. It's not public safety. There's no public safety. There's none of that. But like at the like psychic like deep level, like what is it we doing to people? And that's like, the shit that's like kind of hard to like think about and deal with. And that's why I'll be like, what the fuck do the cops think? Like cool ass black cop, homie, who grew up same place. Like, what do you think about that?
Well, I've never been a fan of stop, question, and frisk because it has happened to me back in the 90s. All right. So stop, question, and frisk as a former cop could be a useful tool depending on if you have info on a certain individual that's committing certain crimes or robberies or infractions. But to me, I've never ever stopped everybody, because back in the days, I'm not going to talk too much about PD, stuff like that, but who is doing what, meaning, if you got to stop somebody, you have certain probable cause or which have you, but a lot of people used to stop a lot of people just to stop them. I never agreed with that, and now there's really no more stop, question, and frisk. A lot of people, a lot of lawsuits, there's a lot of problems with stop, question, and frisk. There was a lot of problems in the black community with stop, question, and frisk.
Yeah, because they started abusing it.
Yeah, because certain individuals were abusing it. So I was never a fan of stop, question, and frisk because I worked in the hood, Brownsville, East New York, Best Eye, Coney Island, Red Hook, and back in the days, certain people, certain bosses will tell you, all right, hey, you got a number, you got to do this. It's almost like a quota. I mean, I'm retired now, so it was a quota. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. So no, they can't. I'm good now. You know what I'm saying? So you as a officer, what's up, big guy? Good evening. So me and my partner did, me and my partner didn't stop people just to stop them. You understand what I'm saying? It would have to be a reason, okay? So back in the 90s, early 2000s, the stop, question, and frisk, often called UF-250, was a report. It got out of hand. And my partner's retired, he's in Port St. Lucie. My other partner's retired, He's an LI, and we never, ever like that stop, question, and frisk. You know? So that's my take on it. You know? That's my take on it.
Can do you just can't. Used to be a cop who can do. What do you feel about that stop and frisk back then?
You're like, oh man,
Curve. Good evening, everyone. How you doing? I'm back. How y'all? I know you missed me.
We miss you guys.
I know. Thank you very much. I'm back. But yeah, the stop, question, and frisk was designed to shake down the black in the community, the young blacks in the community,
Young black men.
young black men in the communities.
16.
Back then, they used to call the black men in the community hats.
Hats?
Hats. That was a famous call for all the blacks in the community because we always wear hats on our head or whatever. So the white cops used to refer, oh, you got another hat. They go a hat. This is a hat. You know, that was the basic call they used to call us back then. You know.
Yeah.
There was a lot of different situations where, I mean, they really did get too comfortable with that stop and frisk. The whites started really taking advantage of it, where they could just pull up on anyone and just, you know. But then they started getting a lot of lawsuits after the community started speaking out about it, and the kids started, you know, hearing it from their parents or other older individuals in the neighborhood. They cannot stop you without doing the stop, question, and frisk report. Plus, if they don't do that, they stop you and don't do that, you have a right to go to the precinct and fill out a report and sue the department. And that's what a lot of them is doing.
That's the US 250.
So that's,
what is a report? Like, I mean, they physically pull out something and start
yes.
filling out a report, and then they hand a
Yes.
copy of the report to the individual?
They have to hand it into the precinct, to the desk officer,
Oh, wow.
that he actually stopped this young black man. He searched him, he detained him.
It's called a UF 250.
Right, it's a UF 250, and
You guys get
all the paperwork had to be, you know,
Presented.
presented to the desk officer.
Wow. So the reason for stopping them is because they are suspicious of something? Or
Well,
is it
that's the thing in the neighborhood. Every block in the neighborhood is suspicious. They say you either suspicious, you in a suspicious area,
Baggy jeans, hoodie.
baggy jeans, hoodies, you know, you fit the description.
Okay.
And all the blacks, you know, dress alike. You know, a lot of the young kids, you know, they like to dress alike or whatever, you know. So that's their easy way of getting their illegal searches across.
So, I mean, how many of those people would you say that they actually stopped, frisked, and found something on them?
Oh, that's
I
Like,
say
what percentage are we talking? Like,
I mean, probably a low percent.
less than one.
It's very low percent.
Yeah,
But the thing is, what they doing is they trying to intimidate these kids into telling something was going on in the neighborhood, or yeah, I saw this, or I saw that, you know. They want the kids to either tell on somebody, or, you know, I'm gonna take you down, I'm gonna lock you up, and, you know, your mother and father are gonna have to come down and get you, and these kids don't want that. So then they start talking to these officers. Very illegal. It's all illegal. They got away with it for a while. I remember a lot of the black officers, the Guardians Association and all of them were speaking out about it, you know. Even Eric Adams, our man, was speaking out about it back then when it was first, you know, brought out, introduced to the department.
which man was that? Was that
That was,
that brought it out? Because he was supposed to be getting rid
yeah,
of
that was
crime,
Giuliani.
right?
That was the answer.
So did crime go down? Did anybody look at the percentage of crime?
Well, I don't think crime went down at all, but
No.
it filled up their jail cells. But they was locking them up. They was finding, you know, knives on them or whatever, and they was locking them up for that. They was locking them up for marijuana back then,
Right.
you know. Anything they found on them, they were locking them up for. Because that meant overtime for the police officers. Collar for dollars. That's what they used to do.
Can I
Lock up the black community so they could go to jail and make money.
So what I don't understand, like, with the type of cops that y'all are, is that, like, it seems like you need to have, like, to do some real mental gymnastics to be able to be like, this department that I work in is terrorizing young black people,
Right.
like, every day. That's like the function of this department.
But the
Look,
thing is, you
I'm
speak
gonna-
out about that, now you're blackballed.
Of course. So, but
You're wondering now if when you call a 1085 or a 1013 officer needs help,
Hey.
if these white officers is coming to help you now. Oh, he's one of those, you know?
Yeah,
He's for his people, so,
yeah.
you know, now you're there on your own, you know? And that's what
So
happens
that's
a
why
lot
you
of
don't
times.
speak out. But then it
They
also
do
seems
speak
like,
out.
no, I'm talking about like y'all, like,
We do speak out. Believe you me,
yeah.
if you could go back and look at my record, police record, that's one thing a sergeant asked me one time. Why everybody you lock up is white? Because they know blacks doing nothing wrong.
Oh, wow.
Period.
That's exactly what I told him.
Yeah. But even after that, then how do you understand the police force? Like you are still part of this institution. It's like one thing to be like, yo, I am part of like some like terrorist
The biggest
organization or
gang
some
in the
shit.
New York
Yeah,
City.
for sure. And then you like, but like,
Yeah.
I'm cool. Like that
Yeah.
shit don't make no sense. It's like you're part of the organization.
We're
Like that's
part of the biggest gang in New York City, that's it. And the gang was the gang in blue, you know?
Yeah.
And the blue was the white
But
boys.
personally, like I'm talking about, like personally, how does that make you? Like, how are you going to sleep at night? You just like cool?
No, I mean, you'd be upset about it, but there's nothing really you could have did at that point.
You can leave. You can bounce.
You can
But I
bounce,
mean,
of
that
course,
was-
but
Would that
now
help?
I'm giving up. Now I'm giving
Would that
up a
help?
career.
But
That
that's
Yeah, wait,
but that's
but
cool.
hell.
That's
It's
cool.
getting rare for these guys
It's
because
a
after a certain
career.
amount of time, you guys get quite great benefits. I
Right,
have to say.
exactly. There's good benefits and everything. You know, my
They have
family depends on me to, you know, the mortgage and everything. For me to walk out after putting in all this time in the department. I mean, after a while, it does even out where they start to listen to you, and you know, when you start making all the OCCB complaints or you know, organized crime complaints with the cops and stuff, they start to listen. A lot of liberals got involved, started writing letters. They
After
start
a
listening.
while, they're like, you know what? Certain cops, we can't. They're not going for this. Like, the police department, it's like separated.
They had
And you
those
know-
that did, and they had those that didn't.
They had the followers.
Look at the
And they had the rappers.
look at back in
This
the
sounds like
days.
this sounds like there's some. It's not that there's some bad apples. It's that there's
There's a
some good
lot
apples.
of bad
It's like
apples.
there's some
No,
bad
there's a lot of bad
No,
apples.
it's
A lot
like
of bad
all the apples are bad. It's just like there's
If
some
you
good
get
apples.
one. Yeah.
But there's some good apples. That's true. I believe that.
There's some definite.
And then when we
Some
Very
good
good
apples.
cops
Yeah,
out
yeah,
there too.
The rest is bad.
Bad, yeah. Don't be like, oh,
And
there's
then-
some bad apples. I was like, most of them bad apples.
the good apples will stick together.
Mhm.
You stick together, then what's coming? You can't get a day off.
Exactly.
You put in.
You put in your
You,
days.
you got a Miami 3-day trip. Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Denied.
The 9.
You see that? That's
You understand what I'm saying?
It's racism.
And it's
Modern day
gonna
racism.
come. They gonna get you. You understand what I'm saying? Like he said, you got a mortgage. You got 2 mortgages. Some cats got a couple baby mamas. Not me. I had one child.
Mortgage with 2 side
But I
girls.
got 2.
I know.
So-
I'm feeling that, like, that's
You know
what he
what I'm
did.
Now you like, oh shit. Now, the biggest thing is what's the biggest thing? Overtime.
No,
You denied.
No overtime.
You denied.
So now you got the car note that you drive and fly. You New York City cop.
Me and my partner had to call
Like,
the
what's going on?
the captain of the precinct for him to sign off on our
They-
overtime sheet.
Like, come on.
That's the only way we was getting overtime.
Yeah. So
The
it's a
captain had to
backlash.
okay.
It's a backlash. It's always been a backlash.
Now, I was an undercover police officer. The reason I became undercover, I was behind the desk filling out paperwork for a prisoner, and the CEO walked into the precinct, and the first thing he said, "What is that perp doing behind the desk without handcuffs?" And the sergeant looked at him and said, "Who are you talking about? That's Officer Brooks."
Mm.
He said, "He's a cop? Send him in my office now." and that was it.
Wait a minute, you said perp?
A
P-E-R,
perp,
what's
yeah,
a perp?
perpetrator.
Like
Oh,
a
perp.
crook, like a
Criminal.
crook.
Right.
Criminal.
Oh,
You been on her run? That's what we call. That's what we call police jargon.
Oh,
Perp.
perp.
It's short for
Perpetrator for all. I remember that.
Oh no. That's what we do.
So he actually
Blue blood.
he sent me in his office and he questioned me. He's like, "How long you been on the job?" I said, "I've been on the job about a year, maybe no, 6 to 8 months. I was on the
He
job."
was a rookie. He was a rookie.
He was like, "Have you ever worked on the cover of plain clothes before?" I said, "No, I haven't worked it. I mean, I would like to." "Who's your partner?" I said, "Dave Thompson." He goes, "Call him," and signed off on the papers from that day forth. Never wore a uniform again.
Wow.
Never wore a uniform.
So first you're perp, now you're
Now I'm
undercover.
undercover.
Special privilege.
Because I look like a
Hurt.
and I will fit in.
And you still like a perp. You're perp now. I don't know.
After dehumanizing you, he used you.
Just like, yeah.
No, but he did apologize for, for
I bet he had to.
Yeah,
Like-
he definitely did.
So wait, I have a question. So you said the captain had to sign off, right?
Right.
So who is the person that's doing all this blocking? Is it not the captain or is it like other
No,
individuals?
sergeant, lieutenant.
Lieutenant.
Oh, all
Yeah,
of us.
all of them was
They
before.
under the
Under
captain.
captain.
Oh, Lord.
It's a rank. It's a
It's
rank
a state trade of
structure.
command.
Chain of
Oh,
command.
so they all stopped blocking.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Because
a
I was
dirty
making
business.
too much money.
It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, if you're making a lot of money.
I was making too much money.
Yeah.
Well, I heard y'all be doubling y'all salaries with overtime. We got to look at that paperwork now, right?
You take some more, honey.
No, for real, you guys know business, so I
We
can
work,
see why.
we work good money, yes, because we
Yeah,
work hard.
yeah,
We work
yeah.
very hard.
Difficult.
We work very hard.
You know what's crazy?
They had
After a year and a half, I was playing golf.
Yeah.
Still on probation. Same thing. Captain, like
I'm
how
telling you,
me and my partner work,
I
which
had
is
gold, I
AKA
had
my
gold
ex-wife,
soap in the mouth, I had the
and we was
braid.
playing close.
Yeah.
And they was calling me New York undercover.
Now, after they put us in
Right, they was
clothes,
calling me New York undercover.
my partner and I, we was Batman
I had
and
an acre rack working playing clothes on an
one
acre.
used to do all the
Some niggas was like, this
That
nigga
was
ain't
my
not
partner, because he was very well
I was like,
intellectual and
it was like,
could speak and could use everything.
I loved it. It was like,
He couldn't do the diffusing and all of that. He pointed to me, and I was the muscle of the unit. I was the one that was coming in and grabbing you by the throat, picking you up, and
yeah, he was a bad boy.
I was
Good cop,
That
bad
sounds like good cop, bad
That's
cop.
what it
Yeah.
was. That's exactly what it was. That's exactly what it was. He would talk to them, be like, "Hey, listen, we know you did this or whatever, blah, blah, blah. My partner, he's not the type to like to talk and this and that. So I'm trying to find out, what's going on." We made collars from, everything from guns, drugs. And these were
So you know there was some
transit.
illegal shit in that shit. Right?
These were transit workers
Yeah.
that was working for transit.
And had
Had their side gig selling guns and drugs and
Wow.
all of this,
Could they use their job to help with that?
That-
They could.
That was their job. They was bringing all the stuff to their yard
Okay, yeah, that's
and
what I
selling
thought.
it right out the train yard.
Come on,
and
man, them
everything.
transit
Okay,
parties
yeah.
used to be on and popping now. We
Oh,
don't
yeah,
even
we
talk
love
about
them transit
transit
parties.
like
Yeah.
that, are we?
the transit party was
And
fire.
all the
Yeah.
cops used to be at the transit parties, right?
Oh yeah.
Another
The
group that
2-5, the
they
2-5
do.
Christmas
Yeah.
party. That used to be the thing, everybody go to the 2-5 Christmas
Throw your
party.
little mink on.
Wow.
Till-
The gators.
Till they started.
We talking about like two
You
guys.
got
Yeah,
Buddha
the
and all
Fuji,
the-
throw your Fuji on.
I didn't know a person from transit
The
though.
chain.
He didn't own a piece of real estate. It didn't dawn on me that they might have been funneling some of those.
No, but they had back in the days they had the officer next door program and all of that. Where
Okay.
they was basically giving away the houses to the police officers
Mm.
just
Teachers
because they
too.
wanted to get officer,
In the
a
community.
teacher, someone in the community to,
That's good.
build up,
I want a house. I want a house back then.
A word?
How come
I
they
would take
encourage the
offense
white
to that
officers though to move into the because if
White
they would
officers-
live near us, they would
The
know more
white
about
officers
us.
was the ones that was getting all the houses.
Yeah.
But they
The
didn't live.
blacks wasn't getting it too much, okay? The white officers was getting the houses. They was getting the brownstones downtown Brooklyn on Skinnerlawn and all of
But
that.
they wasn't living there.
They was not living, they
Renting
was
it out.
picking it up and renting it out.
Oh.
But you had remember you had to live there for 3
I
years.
thought you had to live
We
there.
wasn't,
Yeah.
they have
You
their
got finagle
apartment in the
Yeah,
basement or
right.
something like that, mail is coming there.
Yeah.
So
As long as the mail
they
is
know
coming
when
there.
they know when they come to
You
look for
sleeping
them.
there a couple days a week. You good.
They know, right is right when that, shit, we wasn't getting the property they was getting.
Do they still
Yeah.
have the officer next door, teach next door program?
No,
no.
they did away with that.
That's done.
Yeah, wow,
that would be
years and
good
years
done
right
there.
now for you.
I'm on a house. I turned it down because it was. I'm like, what is this? It's crazy.
Shell. It was a shell.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's exactly what they was
So
offering
bad. I
us.
want my own house.
But look at all the benefits you guys had.
I
Like,
built
I
my own
can see why they wouldn't,
Me and Netta was like, what
you
is
know, want to
this?
say anything. Because it's like
This is
stress.
horrible. We saved up.
It wasn't free.
No, it was like very low, like 100,000.
100 and something thousand, 120,000.
But it was
And
terrible.
helping you fix it up too. They was
It was a
giving us-
storefront.
Yeah.
I didn't want a storefront. I was living in Brooklyn. That shit was in Suffolk County.
Oh,
I'm like,
what?
we ended up saving our money. Me and my ex-wife, who was my partner, we ended up saving our money. Bought like 2-3 properties. We was good.
That's another thing about them too. Yeah.
We was good.
That blue uniform. They mess around with each other like crazy.
That's
Oh,
not
my
messing
God.
around.
I was embarrassed.
It's not
I didn't mess
really,
around.
I wouldn't even say mess around.
My daughter's 20.
We work together and we always sitting there talking or whatever.
Right,
And
so
that's
like
how we got
build
our
together.
relationship, right?
Another relationship, you got a friendship, another sex.
I mean, I'm not.
Listen, man.
I should be the one.
You
to
ever
know.
been at a police car?
My wife started cheating on
You ever
me.
been in a police car?
That shit
Yes,
drives
and
me
I-
crazy.
Not in the back.
Both of y'all did
I've
it.
been in front.
No, man.
And I'm still with her after I divorced her. I'm still with
Got a
her.
new
after-
cop.
Y'all
She
just
just-
stay
she
in the
just
cop
decided.
community.
Yeah.
Y'all
Because
don't
they
know
understand us. They understand us.
Oh.
We understand each other.
All in uniform.
The hours,
All in uniform females.
The
scandals and all that, the scandals and all
You know
that.
what I'm
We
saying?
understand
So
each
we
other.
like, and then you with your partner 8, 10 hours a day, 12 hours a
Right.
day. You know, it's an understanding.
So when you split now, and she got a different partner, you got a different partner, you be like, damn.
We're nervous.
She's probably
Yeah.
We actually nervous.
You like, damn.
That's one of the main things we do. When
Now
you're
you
riding around-
you
when you're riding around your partner in the
hype
car,
now.
what it is, what
That means that it said,
Yeah.
What if this happens? What if that happens?
Right.
What if she
And,
got
and
smacked?
me and our partners, we
smacked
know
in the back
what's going on.
The NYPD van.
And if you're a veteran,
veteran,
if you're a veteran on the job, if you're
you
a
have to
veteran,
act on this gun, you have to gun on this lap.
yeah, if you're a
In case
veteran,
anybody comes running up to the car, whatever,
yeah.
you know, at least.
Crazy.
It's
I'm
a
driving, he's operating all the radios and the sirens and everything, you know?
They
We
cheat
know what we know. We know
goddamn.
exactly what we
that's
know.
like no
I
joke,
don't
man.
know.
They
It's-
cheat.
it's-
Most cops are cheaters. You know, is it part?
I think especially
He didn't
the
argue.
females.
He didn't argue. He just looked at you.
Yeah, it's a stressful job though. I mean, like you
Stressful,
say
man. I
for the
did.
release.
I
I
give
did
you a
it
blank
to
look and
female
he's
cops,
drinking
like,
his drink.
no real stuff. No like this, I go back up to you. Too much ring. Mad cop dudes is calling her. So now I'm a pass on this. Shit!
What they say about barbers?
But we got a little flaws too. We mess around too.
Mm.
We used to mess around.
Mm.
We better know. We can't afford the girls in today.
It's definitely an exciting career.
It definitely is. It
Wait a
definitely
minute,
is.
there was a cop in the news where a bunch of men slept with her, right? Passed her around, and did she end up
Yes.
suing
Yeah.
them or taking them to court because they were Was it like, it wasn't rape, but it was something where
It was a mutual thing. She
Yeah.
was in on it. She was in.
she ended up suing him, and she's married.
Well, she.
That's why she sued.
That's why she sued.
You
This
know
And
what I'm saying?
she said rape because she
trying to save her marriage.
Trying to save her marriage.
And that's happened a lot of times in the police department.
Most of them
I
guys
think it's-
beat it.
I think it's
I know one of them.
females.
He beat it. He beat
They
it.
super on more.
Oh, you mean beat it like
It was
I
good.
thought you meant beat it the other way. Okay.
Oh no! I'm
Beat it has a lot of terms now. Beat it.
Not beat it.
Because he said beat it. And I'm
Yeah.
thinking, another beat it.
I'm
You mean
thinking
beat it.
like Michael
Michael Jackson.
beat it. No, yeah,
Like
not
he
that
left,
beat
like he-
He said beat it.
it.
Correction.
Not beat it. Beat it.
Correction officers too. Those correction officers.
Yes.
Yeah, they all locked
Yeah, I
up
got a
together,
lawyer.
man.
Yes.
Lawyer.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Stressful
Let
job.
me guess.
You sit here with barbers cutting
Everything is
hair
alleged.
all day. You know, you start talking and you reveal secrets and stuff to your partner. You know that you won't reveal to other people.
They
You
said
know,
you
you
gonna
talk. You're
come-
comfortable with them,
Come on, I love before you.
and they
Before you
comfortable
pop
with us.
eyebrows.
You know.
Wow.
Did anyone ever find out you were hot? That she was found out.
Yeah, a lot of people did.
Oh.
A lot of people did. And then at that point, it was like,
Yeah,
you know.
listen, it's
Like they want to
I have a
hang
job.
out around you, especially.
But
you
that's
know.
how I lost my job
Mhm.
because I couldn't separate the
You
two.
have to, yeah,
Which two?
you have to
You
be
know,
able to separate.
Hanging out in the
From the
streets,
street.
you know,
The street
or
dudes.
being a cop, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, they tell you you
Honestly,
gotta.
I got jammed up.
Sometimes you gotta separate. Yeah. I can't get into that the separation, so I'm not gonna say.
You can't. Yeah, you can't.
But you know me,
Yeah.
so I'm not gonna say that. But grateful to the police department. Thank you, 22 years.
Hold
Love
on. Well, how can you talk about how you got jammed up? Like, what do you?
I got involved in an off-duty shooting in a bar in Long Island.
You were just hanging out.
I had an arrest that day, and I shit-canned my arrest to go hang out with some friends in Long
Shit
Island.
can't mean that you ain't taking an arrest.
I didn't take the arrest. I
You gotta
passed
go
it on
hang
to a rookie.
Police jogging.
One of the guys.
Shit can't.
And he messed it up.
No. He took the arrest, and I went out to Long Island to party,
To party.
hang out with my friends.
Could
And
you say it was work?
Huh?
Could you say it was work? It was related?
Nah.
No, it wasn't.
Okay, hold on.
Hold
So
on.
you actually put the cuffs on someone,
No.
and then you took
give the
them
cuffs
and
to
gave the
somebody.
paperwork to someone else, or how?
Yeah, I locked the person up,
Okay.
and he took them down to the precinct. I mean,
Oh,
he took them down court.
I didn't know you could
Right.
do that.
Yeah, you can do that. As long as you tell them.
Right. But that's how they had it at that time anyhow, because
Right.
they didn't want us occurring too much
Overtime.
overtime.
So they're gonna pass.
So
the
they would
collar.
pass you
Which
already,
is-
you know,
The
to the
collar
next
is
shift.
arrest.
To the next shift. I was 4 to 12.
Yeah.
The next shift came in 11 something. So
Oh.
Officer Brooks, he's going to take the prisoner downtown or whatever. Because after 12, I would still be on overtime.
Yeah, they
I would go downtown and I would sit there all night
Because it
waiting
takes a
for
long
the judge to be
time.
called,
Yeah.
fall asleep, all kinds
You
of
getting
stuff.
paid.
I'm on the books still.
What?
So what was the problem with that? I'm just kidding.
But that's
Too
not the
much
problem.
overtime.
Well, the problem is
Overtime. Money.
Too
Yeah,
much
money.
overtime.
Problem is when he ended up.
There was,
Yeah,
all right,
yeah,
before
yeah,
that,
yeah,
before
yeah,
that,
yeah.
it was incidents where I would take a prisoner downtown, lodge him, take my paperwork, put it on the bottom of the pile,
Yeah, and then
and sit down and chill and let that.
yeah.
That was-
Now the next day,
Ladies,
Right.
the next day,
Yeah.
I'm being released now.
Okay.
I'm going back to the precinct,
Okay.
and a crime happens right in front of me, and I lock that person up, and I'm right back in the system again, back on the clock.
So
Yeah.
now,
And I would be there for 4 days sometimes.
so now they got therapy for this.
What in the world? No wonder y'all bugging out, going
All day.
crazy, traumatized.
It's a lot. It was a lot. You know, but I mean, sometimes it was stuff that happened that you had no control of,
Right.
no control of whatsoever. You know, I mean, they had times where I was coming back from making an arrest, tired as hell, and here's a guy beating the shit out of a girl at the end of the train station or whatever, and I have to stop it. You know,
Right.
come to find out this guy got a gun on him and everything. You know,
That's
Now
not
the college days.
that's another collar. You know.
Do you
I
feel
don't-
when you're not working, you feel like you have to do something?
Well, that was our job to protect and serve.
Even if you're
We
not
took an oath and all. I mean, still, as a human being, you're not going to see someone beat up or whatever and not do anything. And in that position, I had gun on me, radio, and all of that. So I felt it was mine.
Yeah.
And a lot of, I'm not even going to, I don't know if I can mention this, but there was a lot of
we don't do it.
Can he mention it, dude?
that was doing a lot of that.
Don't even.
Yeah, on that subway shit.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, the subway stuff?
I know.
Yeah.
There was a funny video I saw a bunch of people on the subway doing some odd.
You have to Google it back in the days.
Yeah.
94, you have to Google it.
Ridiculous.
Sad stuff.
And then you see these same people, marching and doing this and doing that, But then at nighttime, they're in the subways, with crackheads and everybody else,
How can we turn our community around?
How can we turn our community around?
Hold on, who community?
Break it down. Break it down
Which
for us.
community?
Melanated community.
I didn't know we had one of those.
Oh, wow.
Well, honestly,
Wow, already?
you're right. Well, right. I mean, they'll give us Brownsville.
Break it down.
East New York.
They'll give us East New York. They'll give us
Red Hook.
parts of Bed-Stuy, not the whole thing.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe not, yeah.
Well, no. Well, Red Hook, the projects.
Back then, when I was on the job, you could not find a white person walking down Franklin Avenue.
Yeah.
That was out limits.
I couldn't go to Franklin when I was a kid.
You could not find a white person walking down Franklin Avenue.
You have to be known.
If they was walking down Franklin Avenue, they was going to buy drugs.
Use a bit.
Yes.
Plain and simple.
Yes.
They was going to buy drugs.
Simple as that.
East New York.
East New York, same thing. Brownsville, same thing.
Red Hook.
Same thing.
One way in, one way
Yeah,
out.
exactly.
Best Island.
And you have to build a certain way.
Coney Island.
Coney Island.
Coney Island is black and Puerto
It's
Rican.
prevalent. You see all the whites out there like there's nothing there.
Yeah, like so what you say that this basically most of Brooklyn, if not all of it, was full of people who look like us.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
and now
now
gentrified.
It's changed.
Yeah.
So I guess what Duke is
That's
saying,
why I said
what
community?
happened? What did we do? What role did we play to give up so much real estate?
What role does the police officers play?
Well, the police officers didn't have much to do with it at all. What happened was 9/11.
Yeah.
I mean, the police officers have a big role to play in gentrification, right? Like,
Nah.
of course. I mean, they're like, I think, like, part of the idea of, like, and you see this all over, like,
Our hands are tied
I'm saying,
to certain things.
I'm not even saying that,
Okay.
like, you individually.
There was incidents
but, like,
where
people start.
Jews took over the 8-4 precinct.
The rabbi wrote me in the time.
When they locked up one rabbi, the Jews took over the precinct, walked in there,
The rabbi. Yeah.
took control of the precinct, took the keys from the desk sergeant, went in there, opened the cell, and took the Jew
Because
out.
the rabbi can do that.
I swear to God.
Right? The rabbi,
And
they can
took
go
them
behind
out,
the desk.
and no one got arrested. No one got. If that would have been a black person, or it would have been body bags all over the place.
But they did that. They used to do that in the 7-1.
Yes, the Jews would walk in there and take out their people
Why is it they can do that?
because they're
They run the
New York
situation.
City.
The rabbi will go
So
behind
why
the
is it
desk.
none of the police officers questioned it?
You
Question
can't.
that you
You got a commanding officer.
Exactly. The
Or
commanding
the
officer
CEO.
will tell you back up.
Or the inspector.
Leave that alone.
You can't. That's out of your pay grade.
They're like what you call it? The other countries.
Gestapo.
No.
What?
Well, you can't touch. Diplomats. They're like diplomats.
Oh, yeah.
They have like diplomatic
Diplomatic
immunity.
status.
Jews, they have diplomatic status in
The
New York
rabbi
City,
go behind them.
where they can do whatever they want to do.
They'll go behind the desk.
Let a black person try that.
Yeah, but what does that have to do with gentrification?
What does that have to do with gentrification? They running everything. They making the laws. They changing. They stating everything that's going to happen.
I mean, I'm not saying that police officers are the ones that are like responsible for gentrification, but once the priority is established by whomever establishes the priority, the job of the police officer is to then go enforce the priorities, right? And so, like,
Enforce it to a point.
Exactly.
Enforce it to a point.
Not the gentrification.
They will tell you to stay off of this block or whatever.
Of course, yeah.
You see what happened.
Oh,
When something
yeah.
happened in the Jewish community, the blocks are surrounded with police officers.
Oh, they'll just transfer you something.
Exactly. You'll be
To
standing
Staten
on
Island.
125th Street in the middle of traffic, get directing traffic or
That's
something.
a team of good
You
cops.
call it highway therapy. You working in Brooklyn, they'll transfer you
to the good
to the
cops.
Bronx.
to like the boogie
Yeah,
down
yeah.
They ship them all.
to 242nd.
And
If you're in the Bronx,
first they would
they'll
take
transfer you
Yeah.
to Staten Island.
First they would put your locker out there.
Oh no, your lock is done. Your lock is
They would take your locker and put your locker on the A train.
I've seen cats lockers get turned upside down outside. I've seen it. We was transit. I was transit.
Oh,
You was transit too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we was old school transit.
I would have heard somebody.
Yeah.
Somebody.
Listen.
I mean, you gotta fight. And, as old school bosses. Like, I mean, it's gonna happen. That's how the job was. You understand what I'm saying?
But
That's
do
not how it is now.
Do you feel
That's
the
just worse.
police officers or the police system is better now?
Absolutely
Was
not.
it better back when you guys
It
were?
was
around?
absolutely
That's
not
better
fucking
back
not
then.
right now.
When you came on the
Yeah,
block
yeah,
and you told me, listen,
Listen.
fuck off the block, get off the corner,
Yeah.
they move.
You get punched in the face right now.
Now you do that, you have your spit in your face, please.
What? They take
Fuck you
your hat.
talking to?
Fuck
Spit right at you.
I've never
This is
seen that.
after
Like
George
that.
Floyd, though. Or you saying
Yeah.
because George
Yeah.
Floyd, that whole rioting and everything, it
Yeah.
sort of put a little bit of battery in people's back to give them more courage, to do things.
Even
Throwing
before-
water on
but
police officers.
even before George Floyd. Like
Right,
even
right.
before George
Hold
Floyd.
on.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm a little.
Yeah, you mean like people who got their ass beat, like all my cousins got their ass beat up, like for no fucking reason. People got their arms broken. People got their, concussions. I got a client with traumatic brain injury from it. Like those are the things. Like yeah, I mean obviously like they threw some water, so they should have got like what are you talking about?
they wasn't
Like-
doing that back in the days. When we came on the job, there's nobody dumping water.
Mm-mm.
But you guys was respectful then
Right.
to people on the corner.
Of course, but we handle business also. Like
Yeah,
there's
but
nobody
it was
that's gonna
respectful.
come and dump a bucket of
Yeah,
water.
because you guys
That's
are respectful.
but how often does that even happen? That's like
That's what I'm saying.
That's
I've never seen that shit
five
happen.
YouTube videos. That's not
Yeah,
happening.
that's, yeah, that's,
Yeah.
Writ large. That's not happening.
It wasn't happening in the 90s. It was definitely not happening.
When I was hanging out to the corner, the cop would be like, "Yo, I'm gonna walk back up you and walk off." And
Yeah. We had a
Mutual
mutual respect.
Respect for each
Yo,
other.
I know, okay, I know you hustling, whatever. Listen, my CO coming through. I'll be back in 40 minutes.
Yeah, don't be here.
Okay, but then when you want to gentrify a neighborhood,
Yeah.
it's not like if you see them like blah blah blah. It's like arrest anybody you see doing something. So that's what I mean by the priorities, right? Because like if you're like living deep in the hood, like we cops know
We
what's
know-
going on.
we
you
know
doing
what time
some
it
shit,
is.
Like that's
Yeah.
how we grew up.
And then,
But that's part of like cops enforcing the priorities.
and then there was a respect too. Cats knew, hustlers knew. All right, my bad. This, that, and third. All right, listen.
Hustlers was turning in people.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to get
Because they don't want
shot.
their block
Yeah.
hot.
They don't want their block hot or nothing at all.
You
They
understand
want
what
to
I'm
make their
saying?
money.
So we
they
did
was
it.
turning in murderers and rapists and
I know.
all of that. Anybody who wasn't doing drugs, they were turning
It is
in.
what it is.
Rapists, shooters,
But-
muggers, all that. They don't want that on their block.
Let's just say we had to understand. You know what I'm saying?
That was Nico.
That was
Nick's playing.
But think back now, when I was in this neighborhood back in the 90s,
Mhm.
think about it now. There used to be so much cops on the block,
Yeah. School to
and I know what they was doing. No, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Cleaning up the
It's
neighborhood,
cleaning it up.
cleaning up for
That's
all
what you talking about, the Giuliani.
It makes sense now. Because I never thought about it. And afterwards, because
Even now,
Washington
you used to see
and
cops
Lincoln.
outside and
Yes.
everything on the corner.
yes, on each
The
corner.
beat cop.
Yes, on each corner.
You don't
Three
see
there.
that no more.
3 in one corner, 3 in this corner, 3 in that corner.
I mean, you see it in Harlem.
3 in Washington.
Right now in
That
Harlem
makes
on the
sense.
east side.
For sure.
What is doing?
You asked
Zombie
about
land.
like the rise
See
in
it in
crime.
Drew's neighborhood.
Like,
and all
like
that.
the rise in
I
crime
don't see the beat
doesn't
cops
ever
In
mean
the
that
elite-
like
in the elite neighborhoods right now.
people in neighborhoods we don't care about are like committing crimes.
Yeah.
Like rise in crime just mean like, yeah, we care about this neighborhood
Mm-hmm.
and black folks did some shit here. Like that's all it means, right?
Mhm.
Like so when we're talking about rise in crime, it's not like, yo, people in Brownsville are like,
Mm-hmm.
there's more staff. It's like nobody give a fuck about that.
Mm-hmm.
It's about like, yo, okay, there's a rising. Let's over police this space for some reason, right?
Yeah, this
Like,
section.
I wasn't around in the night. I wasn't really conscious. But the subway, it was all about like the subway.
That
Like
was
why?
transit cops.
Yeah, but why? Like why?
Subway was bananas.
Because like white people were trying to ride the subway downtown. Is why.
Mhm.
But they don't care about like the end of the subway. The Eastern York end of the subway line.
Okay.
Man, I tell you, I had some jokes with that. Boy. I remember one
Three line was no joke. Man.
Yo, my friend would always say,
Three
like,
line was
yo,
no joke.
when we first moved here, people were like, yo, subway might get blown up. It's like, yo, just don't live closer down there. Like, I was way down in the A. You know what I mean? Like, ain't nobody bought up the subway way down there.
The 3,
the 2, the zoo.
the 2,
Yeah.
The
Two.
zoo. They
listen,
called
man,
it the zoo.
listen.
The 2 train was
Wait,
the
the
zoo.
2 train was going to Flatbush at that time, or was it going to East New York? They
No,
switched them, right?
They split. The 2 was going to Broadway, Flatbush Junction, and the 3 was going New Lots,
Yeah.
next stop, New Lots. Last stop.
That's it.
And it's elevated. Go downstairs, get your pizza, come right back up.
That's it.
The 3 line. That was my post. 7:34 in the morning. 3 line was my post. 7:30 at night, 4 in the morning. Solo patrol.
Solo.
Solo.
Yeah,
That's how transit cops work by
This
themselves.
was when I first came out.
Transit cops work by themselves. They
Rookie,
got no partners.
24.
Why?
That's
By
how they had it.
So?
24.
That's how they had it. Now the thing in the police department is there's
Yeah.
only departments. There's 3 departments.
Yeah, there's nobody about
There's
it.
3 departments.
Yeah,
It's transit,
Nobody about it.
NYPD, and housing.
Yeah, your
The
gun?
smartest, the
That's
highest
good.
person that scores on the test goes to transit. That's how they used to pick them.
Okay.
Transit was
Smartest-
Lucky.
The smartest ones
Transit
go
was
to
shit.
transit.
Why?
Because you made a
Because
lot of
You
money
gotta,
and you
Bring
was
up
So
so
why did they need that?
you're working by yourself.
You by yourself.
You're working by yourself.
So you gotta have that mouth.
You gotta have that mouth. You gotta know how to.
You know how to
You know what I'm saying?
de-escalate certain situations.
Then it was housing,
But you by yourself.
then NYPD, the regular.
And they
cops.
could
Okay.
get
Okay.
That was the
ugly.
bottom of the thing.
I
It could
didn't
get
know it was
ugly.
broken up in 3 different divisions.
Yeah.
So wait,
Never heard
we
that.
know what transit.
That's before 95.
is. We know what the
Housing cops.
What is housing?
Projects.
Do?
The project cops.
not regular housing, just projects.
All the
You need
projects.
a cop for the projects.
Yes.
But they never showed up.
That's what I'm saying. Like I never see no cop. Like
Whoa,
we never
whoa,
seen
whoa,
them
Like
either.
whoa,
Lafayette
whoa,
Gardens,
who is that?
LG. I kid you not. It's the police
Nico.
station across the
Is
street.
that Bradley Bill?
That's Bradley Bill.
The Knicks signed Bradley
Oh
Bill?
shit! He's with the Knicks.
The Knicks signed Bradley Bill.
Oh, they were the Suns, dog.
But he in a Knicks uniform.
He in the Knicks uniform.
No, that was the Suns uniform.
You think the Knicks signed Bradley Bill?
Oh, he in the Suns uniform. They weren't doing all that shit.
Listen.
Pause for a little bit of sports, guys.
Yeah,
So,
We are in the barbershop. We are in the barbershop.
Yeah, sorry.
We are in the barbershop.
But yeah, so you patrol by yourself.
wow.
Our
And-
communication, you know what our communication was then?
The next
Was
day.
nightsticks banging on the pipes in the subway station. A
Mm.
lot of times the radio was not working.
That was before
Yeah.
my time. Even when I came on
So
'97,
we had to
the
bang
radios
on the
was really
pipes
not.
to let the cop 2 stations down know that
Back
I'm
then
in
we had
problems.
phones, so you
I
Right.
have
could call
issues,
them.
yes.
So,
And that's how he
What
was.
Well,
pipes? Where?
I'm
On
talking
the
about
pipes in the
some
subway
phones
station.
only work.
That run all
Oh,
Yeah, and we have
It's
these
rated time, right?
oh yeah, it's true. I thought y'all was some
It's not like-
Yeah, how
the
was
tuition.
it? Yeah, no, how the next train? Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you one incident that happened.
So we
At
collaborate.
the transit
Yeah, we have.
transit cop
Yeah.
that happened. They tell everybody this in the police academy and all of that. There was a cop that was working in District 30.
Downtown Brooklyn.
Back then in the
Come on.
days, it used to be a lot of gays hanging out in the train station. They would go down there Friday nights, drink, party, hang out before they go to wherever they go and meet up and everything. It was like a big social gathering. Well, they used to go into the bathrooms and stuff and do what they do and everything. One of the officers, I guess, was so pissed off about it, One night he went and he put a lock on the door to the bathroom while they were in there and went to the cleaner's office and took like 2-3 bottles of ammonia and poured it under the door. sometime during the night, he was drowsy, fell asleep by the turnstile. They broke the door open, beat the living shit out of him, took his nightstick and sodomized him, and handcuffed him to a pole and left him there with the nightstick. Yeah. They sodomized and beat the hell out of him.
You talking about, and this was before the Louima.
Right, after Louima.
Because the Louima issue happened in August 97.
Did he stay on the job?
Yeah, he stayed on the job, but he was, out on the desk most of the time after that. But, I don't know what happened to him after that. I was involved in a lot of different situations, too. At one point, I was working at 125th Street, where a guy came in the station and he just said he had a bomb. He opened up his jacket. He had bombs.
Wait, he really did?
He had bombs. And I was just like, Officer 1013, there's a man inside of the train station. He's standing on the side of the booth, and he says he's about to blow himself up. Now, my thing and my partner, there was 2 cops working on 125th Street. Clear everybody out of there. We had to get everybody out. We're getting everybody out. This guy's screaming and carrying on, After a while, hostage negotiation came from NYPD, and they started talking to him. Then ESU came, and emergency service with all the patterns and all of that to try and eliminate the bosses. All the big bosses started coming there. They were like, you guys go downstairs and, make sure no trains pull into the station. As we were headed downstairs, all you heard was, boom.
Let it go?
Yeah, he let that shit go.
Did he hurt anyone when he did it?
Nah, he hurt himself.
Wow.
One of the two cops got hurt too. That was talking to him and stuff with the patterns and stuff. But it looked like someone just took a grape or something, just threw it against the wall and just splattered.
That's what he splattered?
What he was,
Yeah.
So he made his own
he made his own bomb, and it worked very well.
Yeah.
Now, here's the story.
He's the martyr.
We're sitting there, and now we're traumatized because we had to go up there first and identify and toe tag and all the body parts, legs, arms, torso, all of that, with the...
You gotta collect that.
It was in different places.
His whole body.
Yeah, you gotta
his whole body was blown to bits. Now, we went down, they told us after that, you guys had a hard enough day. Go down to Broadway Lafayette and hang out for the rest of the night.
Whoa, wait a minute. You mean to tell me you guys do not receive any type of mental, psychological,
not back then.
None whatsoever.
Therapy?
None whatsoever.
Not back then.
That's part of our job. We was doing that every other day on
back then. You
people on the tracks. We was picking them up and all of that.
Yeah, people wasn't soft.
Yeah.
You gotta go pick up an arm.
Yeah, you
That is soft.
And as a transit cop, you try to have the best collections of photos.
They had a lot of photos. The old school cast.
Yeah, we
I
had
know old school cast
albums.
from 33 had
Albums of gory
different
body parts, everything on the track.
space cases.
Yeah.
A space case is when a person falls between the train and a platform and they get twisted.
I love the
That train
terminology.
gets twisted.
I know that
And then they are still
not his name.
Yeah.
They are still alive.
Still alive until that train is moved off.
Yeah. So ESU, which is a superhero cop emergency service unit, has to come jack up the train,
They
put a
usually
bag.
try and call the
You saved
family. No,
No, you're not gonna get saved. You're still talking, but they'll call your priest.
They'll call the
Your
priest.
wife.
They'll call
Why?
your parents
Why
and talk to them. Yeah.
No, you
You're already dead.
Yo,
You're dead.
Your body's twisted about
Twisted.
20 times.
This is done.
While it's going down.
Yeah. This is done.
So
But you
the
still
train is
got.
holding you together right now.
Yeah, right now, right here, you good.
The train is holding you together.
So you.
Once they move
And
that,
you-
How
you-
they fall in the way?
That might be terrible. I'm talking
A
about.
lot of people
I
jump.
didn't-
Really terrible accident.
Yeah, I couldn't even imagine.
No.
Like, I can't.
And
Because
then,
like we've been on the train,
then can
I'm
do-
like, how are they ended up in this position?
and then can assess with me on this part right here. A lot of people commit suicide around the holidays.
Right.
Yeah, that is
Christmas, Thanksgiving, stressed out. family issues, and within the department, there's a lot of suicidal thoughts, a lot of suicides going on also
Police officers.
with police officers, bosses, upper echelons, executives. It's a stressful institution.
Let me ask you a question. Have you guys were you ever close to any officer who committed suicide or showed a desire to use it?
I lost a lot
Oh,
of
you haven't
friends.
thought about suicide?
I was gonna ask that question, but I didn't want to get personal.
I
you
lost a
know,
lot of
but
friends
yeah.
at 9/11.
This is me, friend.
Yeah, we lost a couple
I
cats.
lost a lot of friends at 9/11.
people
One
at
of
9/11.
my partner
Yeah.
that we was working with, Desmond Robinson, was shot in the back 7 times.
94 and then a Canarsie
He was
East
shot
105.
by a white police officer. He was
Yeah.
the
Friendly fire?
No, it wasn't a friendly
That's
fire.
what they call it, but it
They
wasn't.
called it that. It wasn't.
That's
a
what we
friendly
didn't
fire.
want to talk about earlier. In Canarsie.
Fragging. That's
No, this
fragging.
was in Manhattan. That was.
Oh, that's in
Dude.
Manhattan.
That's
That
fragging.
was Leonard Nelson
That's
No,
fragging.
the one in
from 33.
no, the one in Canarsie. Who
That was 33 from District 33. That was when the cop shot him.
Number Nelson was 30. Wasn't it 30?
No, I'm sorry. Desmond Robinson and the one in District 33 was what was his name? They just turned out a roll call, man. The white female. It was about 4 officers.
So
undercovers
what did they
that
do
shot
to a
him.
white cop that shot him?
Reprimanded them. Send them back to
Listen.
gun training.
When I was in plain clothes,
Oh.
I had a gun pointed at me in plain
Black
clothes
lives didn't
in
matter.
East New York
Yeah.
after coming out of 33.
You guys
know
ever
how
thought about
many
suicide?
times I got guns pulled on me?
You trying to get back to that question,
Oh,
huh?
suicide?
He want to
Yeah,
get
I
back to
never
the
thought
suicide
about
question.
suicide when you was in the job.
I
never-
love myself too much.
Yeah, I never
Crazy.
thought about killing myself.
I'm running the whole precinct,
You
kill
thought about
everybody in
homicide?
this fucking myself.
Nah.
Let's move on.
I'm sure.
After suicide.
Hey,
homicide.
I never.
Everyone sometimes needs a
I never
homicide.
thought
I'm
about
sure they
no
did.
side. I never thought about no sides.
Before I killed myself. What? Crazy.
Nah, I'll take. We all been in trouble, sued, whatever. I'll take that shit. You know what I'm saying? I never thought about killing
Because I've
myself.
seen cops use their gun and kill other people.
Yeah.
You know, I don't see many
You
cops.
call that? You
Or I
call
don't hear it on the news about them committing suicide.
You
But I
call
hear
that-
about y'all taking y'all guns and killing other people sometimes. So I
Well,
mean, I'm
well-
not-
There's a lot of officers that kill themselves.
you call that eating your gun when an officer killed himself. You call it eating your gun. Police jargon. I know he never thought about it. I've never thought about that.
Hell, that was never.
I'll take my trouble. I've been in trouble. I've been sued.
I stay in trouble.
I've been sued $1 million. I've been in trouble. I've been,
Well, when they're suing you, they're suing the police department, the city. They're not
Yeah, but
suing
they still
you.
coming after
yeah, but they coming after you. But now the new law now.
Right. They allowed
Yeah.
to come after you.
You can come after you. You gotta pay that out of your own pocket.
Oh, so it's better.
Well,
That is
better.
Well, so
But
if
civilians
now,
don't need
so
that.
back then, if you guys did something or if a cop did something,
the department
they would
covered
sue
it.
the department,
Department
right?
covered it. Well, it's
But
called-
now, if they do something, they could
It's
potentially the black brothers or whatever who are being
They could
harassed or being,
it's
they
coming-
could sue the
have
cop
personal-
personally for their real estate
If-
or their
if the
retirement fund.
cop is found guilty, yes.
Exactly.
Back
So
in the
that's
day,
better.
well,
Not for them, but
Not
for
for
us.
us.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Y'all.
That's why they didn't say that. Yeah. That's what I said. They ain't say that.
Nah.
They say
No,
yeah.
we from the old school.
They
It
never
was, it was
said
called, we was indemnified, meaning that if we was in the scope of our
Realm of work.
we was good, we was covered,
Covered.
we were indemnified.
Right.
But now the rules are switching now, whereas if a cop gets found guilty of a certain offense or crime or whatever, they could come after
You
him
on your
or
own.
her on your own. That's out of your bank account.
So
That's
do
what-
you think that has caused less activity?
You know what that did?
cops harassing
You know what that did?
It caused
It
crime.
made it easier for the blacks.
Mhm.
Okay.
Because now they coming after us. They're not doing it to the whites. They'll still find a way to protect them or keep them secured.
Mhm.
They was coming after us now. That's what the problem was. So that's what you said it was.
So now you don't wanna
Right,
That wasn't
you don't
good.
wanna really do much.
right.
You got your mortgage.
That's what I see. The cops are
I got a
doing
crib
much
in
now.
Brooklyn. I got a crib in Long Island. My ex-wife got a Benz. We got a range. I'm like,
But
listen.
then that causes crime to escalate, no?
Mhm.
If you now have the cops who don't want to do the work,
Yeah. No, you still gotta
to some
do.
extent, you need someone to police your community because
Of course.
none of these brothers and sisters are gonna
Of
do
course.
it.
But old school cops, you still gonna do your work, but
Right.
you kind of hesitate.
Got you.
You're not
You're not
gonna.
going out your way.
You're not going out your way to
They
stuff
don't say
somebody
you do anything.
or you gonna get sued for anything. I'm not gonna get punched in the face and shit, but you like, okay,
I gotta balance this out. But like, let's be like clear
I
about
see
like,
some. This is not a hold on. This is not a major crime. Okay. Good. You ain't robbing nobody.
Yeah.
You
I
know.
just took a bottle of
listen.
water. It's okay.
Yeah, I
you
can
know,
see
she's
that.
thirsty.
Soda.
Okay.
Same because the paper.
Listen, I'm not gonna arrest you for some minor shit
Okay.
that's not. You didn't hurt nobody.
You don't put yourself and your job in jeopardy.
Nah.
That's what's
Okay.
going on in LA right
Yeah,
now.
the soda?
You see them running
Yes.
up
I
in
got
the
the
stores
soda.
and
I see
Oh,
that.
He
yeah,
stole-
just taking the,
Yeah.
Nico, he
That's
stole the
what I
shirt.
said,
I paid for the shirt.
crime.
Yes.
That's not. I'm not taking him to jail.
When they take away the
Hurt
power of
nobody.
police
He didn't
officers,
rob nobody.
Crime is higher.
Crime
This,
is
I
this,
agree.
this is a fallacy. This is false. This is not like this is not true. Like for police officers to not be indemnified or protected by the city or covered by the city, like they gotta do wild, crazy shit. Like breaking someone's hand for no reason is not wild, crazy
Let me
shit.
explain
Like,
this.
bro, that's not wild, crazy shit.
Let me tell you a story. Let me tell you a story what happened.
Like you gotta do like wild, like you gotta like do some like
Let me tell you
tie
a story.
someone up naked and like beat them.
Let me
Shit.
tell
Like,
you a story.
that's the only type of shit. Yeah, like it gotta be crazy. It
Police
gotta
officer
be
from the
crazy.
8-4 precinct, in uniform, him and his partner drove to Staten Island to his house. Okay, because the wife was fooling around.
This is wild, crazy.
Found
shit.
the boyfriend, went up in the house, took the pistol, whipped him, beat the shit out of him with the gun.
Yeah.
Locked him up, and came back to Brooklyn.
That was early night.
With the man in the car.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Now,
And then look, wait, when they first got sued, they probably was like, "Oh, we should be indemnified." Like we were on police report. Like most cops who get sued for that will still think the city should pay for that.
And that was
Isn't that
out.
crazy?
That was out of the city.
And now, like the city's just said, like for those kind of crazy ass things, we're not paying for. Like, should that change how any normal person behaves?
Right.
Like, nah. Like, no. Nah. Like that's not gonna. Like,
you
cause
gotta
crime.
get a lot of crazy stories.
one time they came after me
Unfortunately,
in car.
most
Found a white boy from Long Island
was the one true.
in 34th Street train station, tag in the station. With
Graffiti shit.
10 bottles of
Spray
spray
paint.
paint and all that. Me and my partner grabbed him. Where do you live? Long Island. What the are you doing out here?
Right, yes.
This is what I want to do. I just want to
New
get
York
my
City.
name on
You
the
won't do
thing and
that in
this and
Long
that.
Island where you live at.
You know what? I'm gonna teach you a lesson. Keep your ass out of New York. I took the spray paint and I spray painted his ass black.
This is the
Spray
late.
painted
This
his
is the
ass
eight.
black.
And then-
I'm not gonna lock you up. Get your ass on the train and get the hell out.
He was the 80s.
Good lesson.
That came out in 99.
I know the word of the lawyer.
I don't like
Civil
it.
rights.
80s.
That's
Mother,
not the shit like I really
father,
don't remember.
The community, everybody came after me and tried to sue me and get my job.
From Long
What?
Island.
Yes.
For spray
For
painting
doing
someone?
that, yes. I violated his rights. I did
Right.
this. I did that.
Did you have to pay?
No.
No, did anyone have to
because
pay?
No.
No,
The
no,
city,
then
the
how much
city
the
took
city
care.
pay?
City paid.
But
Back
the city,
then,
no,
I
the
don't
city
know.
ended up paying the
Probably
family
gave him like
some money.
50.
Yeah,
How much? Do you know how much it was?
I know. No, they never disclosed that.
They don't
Well, back then,
Never
the city
just like,
was
it's on the
pay for
silver
you guys. So it
I
was,
know. I
it
got
was
my
more-
ass reamed out.
it was more
good.
like, yeah,
I
they
know
were
you had a mad trouble.
these things.
How long you was in uniform for after that?
No. They kept me because what I was doing in plain clothes was way better than I was doing in.
That's why
you
he's
know,
always in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The amount of guns and shit I took off them fucking streets and all of that, man. These kids, but we was posing as students. We was
That was
posing,
the decoy. The decoy
man, it was
units and
everything.
shit.
It was UPS workers. We had the UPS
Decoy
uniforms.
unit.
We had the mailman uniforms.
Do they still do
We
that?
had, yeah, they still do that. And we was dressed up like these guys, and they actually thought we was, when we putting handcuffs on them, they were like, yo, he's not a cop, he's not a cop. And cops is coming, people like, yo, get off him, get off him. Like, yo, get the fuck out of here before I shoot your ass. I got a gun on me, shield on. Look at this, motherfucker, get out of here.
Wow.
Yeah,
They
got
telling
shot
you
a
we're not
couple times.
cops, you know?
Right.
I said, oh shit, this is.
And what we did was way more pertinent to the police department than me being in regular clothes. Because we just fit in with, you know,
With the community.
exactly. And we was
That's like the captain that came in that told you who's that person.
right, exactly.
Because they couldn't
Exactly.
believe.
That
I got stopped working with my cousin back in the day. I got an Average jacket on, some $90 Jabot jeans, Tim's unlaced. We playing clothes
No,
in transit.
you know, white.
Guy said, "Yo, you for the robbery suspect."
Ooh.
Two white guys.
Mhm.
I said, robbery suspect. That ain't me. He said, "Yeah, you gotta come over here. You for the robbery suspect." I'm at work. I'm working.
Mhm.
I'm like, nah, I'm not going over there. We ain't doing that no more.
And you didn't go?
Nah, they like, no, you gotta come. And my cousin was like, yo,
You ain't touch
we
you, snatch
we
you up.
plain clothes. He got his left pocket. My ID card's right here. And it was like, oh, we didn't know you was a cop.
Oh.
And I'm like,
God forbid if you'd have
So-
went for that and pulled it out, they probably
Yeah.
would have.
Now the thing
I'm
was,
not gonna pull
the
out
thing was,
because
when
I'll
you
get
worked
killed.
undercover.
Okay, so you know the protocol.
Every day you had to have on the color.
The color of the day. It's a wristband.
There's a wristband, like an
Orange.
orange you put on your body
Oh,
or
it's cold.
around
White.
your head or whatever.
Green.
Y'all in your own little universe.
Right?
Yeah.
No.
It used to be red back in the day.
WBLS got a hold of it.
Oh,
Oh, WBLS used to have
Every
everything.
Oh, they did.
Today, the color today is
Green.
Give it out.
Green.
Why
Orange.
did they do that? What was the
White.
difference?
Because I guess one of the cops that
Green,
one of the guys on
orange,
station was
white,
holding them up and
yellow.
telling them,
And back then it was
Exactly.
red. But
Since they
after
had
the
blood.
bloods came out, they
It's
did it red.
Yeah.
So it was only green, white, yellow, and orange. After the early
virtually
2000s,
blue and all that.
they did it the red. That'll save you from a bullet in your ass.
Wow. You guys are like dropping mad gems tonight around.
No, I'm just
about
saying
the-
that's
about the fuzz or the police
These are the
officers or
fuzz.
whatever.
Ooh,
What
some of
words
them-
are y'all?
Fuzz.
What are y'all? You know, because I know on the street there was like a code word for y'all. What was it? What's the code word?
pigs.
Pigs.
Oh,
Okay.
bacon.
What is it?
or bacon.
Bacon.
Well,
They
bacon is
call it
bacon.
bacon.
Y'all said five.
Pablo
yes.
started in like LA.
I had an incident with
Right.
I said that in Jersey.
I had an incident with
Wow.
Janelle's uncle, one of the first black transit officers on the job, canine officers.
Is he the one on the picture right now
Yes,
with
yes.
the leather?
That's him.
That's the
Uncle
uncle.
Judge. Yeah, that's Uncle Judge, bro.
The coolest.
The coolest cop you ever want to meet.
And I worked with his fiance.
The coolest
Didn't even know.
cop you ever want to work.
They didn't even
I
know
know
until I got
cop
there.
cards. Y'all be giving away these cop cards that you supposed to pull out when a cop pull you over with his little. It's like these cards that PBA card and you they pull you over. You can,
Yeah.
okay, here you go, officer. Oh, yeah.
They don't work.
That shit don't
They don't
work. That shit don't work with a new rookie. You make it like that.
Damn it.
They don't work with
Yo.
the new cops.
That's Janelle uncle.
Yeah,
The
that's
coolest. With the leather.
I'm hanging out with him every other day, bro. That's
He's like
Uncle
80 right now.
George, bro.
He's like 80.
Yeah, Uncle George.
This is the coolest cop I ever seen in my life. This might have been 1969 or some
I'm
shit.
on my way to a 1013,
He still had
and
another
I'm
tank.
running down the tracks, and I guess he let his dog go. With his dog
1013
back
call for
then
help.
was King.
Like hurry up.
The name of his
I'm
dog
about
was
to die.
King.
1085 is
And
hurry
the
up.
dog just
But I'm
looked
not
at me
gonna
and
die.
just jumped on me.
1013 is hurry up. I'm gonna die.
Wow.
That's the code.
The dog just looked at me and jumped on me. Now, these are some pictures of him being honored by the New York City Transit. I mean,
He was the one that was standing in front of the booth with the
I'm gonna
leather
show
jacket.
I'm gonna show him that picture
Yeah.
also. But that's him being honored as one of the first black transit police officers, K9 unit.
Oh
Yup,
my goodness.
yup, that's
Oh my
him.
God.
Oh,
Picture.
that's him.
Yeah,
That's him.
yeah, Uncle Judge, man. Coolest person you ever want to meet.
Yo, he was in front. What year was it? 79, 80, 81.
That was in the 70s. When we find that picture, to show you.
God damn it! That's.
Well, there it is right there.
I could tell. Yeah, I could tell my people.
All right,
I know who he
we
is.
gonna finish up now.
That's
So
right.
we
Yeah.
come to
That's
the end.
it.
Well, we thank you all for this enlightening conversation, and it was enlightening. I want to finish up with this. What do you think that we should? We may be facing some real difficult times coming now in this future, and how do we make the law work for our community?
I think we need to have more cops that live in the community, patrol our community, and work in our communities. Majority of these police officers live in Long Island. What happens is they come here, they work for 8 hours a day,
Go back.
and they making sure they go back to their wives and their family in Long Island. They don't give a shit about what happens in New York City. They don't.
They don't give a shit about the black communities.
They don't give a shit about us at all. All they worried about is getting back to their family in Long Island. At the end of the
So
day.
who could change that? The
The
mayor?
mayor, the
I don't
police
think
commissioner,
shit.
a lot of them can change it.
I don't believe that.
Do they want to change it? No.
The Jews gotta change that shit. Or we gotta
Oh,
change
yeah.
it. But not spending all the bread. Not spending all the money on you. Goddamn.
Yeah. I
Spending
I've been seeing y'all here. Like,
Yo, that's what we need to do.
I was actually like, I'm happy.
Well, I want to say thank you, everyone, and this is the holiday season,
You're very educated.
and this has been a very good topic.
Yeah.
Yeah, very
Dude, thank you for
good.
having us, and staff, great,
I'm glad to be back.
and he be back for two week hiatus. You back? Don't forget to come and visit next door to promote support. What am I?
Seraph and Rose
Yeah.
pop-up shop.
Stand up,
Oh.
stand up. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Pick his mic. Pick his mic. His mic. Yes, yes, yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Don't forget to come to 607A Vanderbilt Avenue every day until Christmas Eve, December 24th. To do some black-owned shopping.
Say that. Boom, boom, boom.
Yes.
But what are the hours?
Get back to life.
12 to 7 or 8 p.m. Yeah.
And do you have yeah. Do you have a website or Instagram?
Yes. Oh, sorry. Thank you so much. Yes, we definitely have a website and Instagram. Our Instagram is Serep and Rose, SAREP and Rose, like the flower. And the website is the same, serepandrose.com. And we ship all over the world, actually. We just shipped to Dubai, to Japan in the last 3 weeks. So,
Nice.
Nice.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
and yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for
Thanks for having me. Thanks for Duke for just
Yeah.
stumbling across me in the window. And Nico for letting me scissor yesterday.
Yeah.
Much blessings to you,
I really
and we wish you the best.
Thank you. Thank you.
Dude, always
We off the
appreciate
air.
you. Oh, we off the air.
Not yet.
Dude, always appreciate you, man, for this great podcast that we do every Friday night. Nico, 607 Vanderbilt Avenue, and God is good. Happy holidays, everybody.
Yes.
I did not drop that.
I was gonna ask. I was
Nico, that was not me.
That wasn't you.
I did not drop that.
Nothing came. Well, a little bit.
That was not me.
Much
But
love to you.
I appreciate you, and see y'all next week.
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
Going back to
He's gonna tell you
Okay.
Get this in the
My brother.
Next week, man.
You good, man? Be safe, man. Thank you for coming.
Take care, bro.
We needed your input. Yeah.
Bumpy's $5.
Look, you want to get cheap stuff.
Yes.
Nico said Bumpy $5.
Community cuts.
Oh. I was looking for.
You cut it ready, bro.
All right.
Thank you
I'll
so
see you
much.
tomorrow.
Yes.